topic that we are going to see today is the ICO. In the previous session, we have discussed that in the network layer, there are many protocols such as the ICMP, IGMP, ARP, and RAR. In the last lecture, we have discussed that what is ARP and why it is needed, the address resolution protocol. And in ARP, we saw that whenever computer doesn't know the MAC address of the device that it wants to send data to, it will first request the MAC address to that device. So in order to send message, the only IP address is not necessary. MAC address is also. So when computer doesn't know the MAC address of the device, in that case, it will use the protocol which is known as ARP, the address resolution protocol. But the computer doesn't know the IP address of the device that it wants to send data to. It will use the protocol which is called RAR, which is the reverse address resolution protocol. The protocol that we are going to see today is the ICMP, which means Internet Control Message Protocol. So let's start. The IP protocol has no error reporting or no error correcting mechanism. What it means? If you remember, in the data link layer, the data link layer provides flow control as well as error control. So whenever the receiver is not receiving any message from the sender, in that case, the receiver will request sender to send the message again. So it is the responsibility of the data link layer to provide flow control as well as error control. This type of mechanism is also present in the transport layer. But the network layer does not provide any flow control or error control. It means that whenever any packet is sent within the network layer and the packet is lost, in that case, the network layer is not able to recognize whether the packet is delivered successfully or not. So this is the biggest disadvantage in the network layer. If you remember, the data link layer is responsible to deliver data from one node to another node. But the network layer is responsible to deliver data from one device to another device. So whenever there is loss of packet, the network layer doesn't know, and in that case, it will create an error at both sides. So that is why in the network layer, we have introduced the extra protocol so that whenever there is any loss of the packet, the sender and receiver both will know that their packets are lost during the transmission, so that they can do something so that the next time there will be no error in the communication. So that is why we need the ICMP, the Internet Control Message Protocol. So what is the example of the ICMP? If you open any website on your computer, when that website is not reachable, you are seeing a message on your browser that the website is not reachable. Sometimes you also see message that the destination is not reachable or it is not found. So those type of messages are generated by the protocol which is called the ICMP, and ICMP relies in which layer? The network. Let's see more about the ICMP. There are mainly two types of services that are provided by the Internet Control Message Protocol. The first one is the error reporting messages, and the second one is the query message. Let's see the error reporting message. The error reporting messages is further divided into 5 types. The first one is called destination unreachable, then source quench. The third one is time exceeded. The fourth one, parameter problem, and the last one is redirect. Let's see in detail these all types one by one. So the first type of the ICMP is that the destination unreachable. For example, there are two devices A and B which are connected by routers R1, R2 and R3. Now suppose the link between R2 and B is broken or due to some reason, but A doesn't know that the link is broken. So whenever A tries to send message from router R1 and via R2, the R2 is not able to deliver that message to device B. So in that case, the router R2 will inform the sender A that the destination is not reachable, so you can try to send message after some time. The next type is source queuing. Again, we are taking the same example. A and B is connected via three routers R1, R2, and R3. So suppose A is sending message and the router R1 is receiving the message. Right now, the link between R1 and R2 is congested. What is the meaning of congested link? Congested link means that the link between the R1 and R2 is used at maximum rate. So there are lots of packets are transmitted between R1 and R2 so that the link is used at its maximum capacity. So whenever any of this router tries to send data using that particular link, the data will be lost. So in this example, when the router receives message from the device A, router R1 knows that the link is congested. That if router sends message using that link, the data will be lost. So it will inform the sender that it has to send message after some time, or what the sender can do is that it can reduce the rate of the transmission. So when device A reduces its rate of transmission, in that case, less packet will be forwarded by the router R1, and when the less packets are forwarded by the router R1, the link will be less congested. The next type is time exceeded. In this type, whenever the device A sends any message, it will add the time value in its message. You can see that time to live field is 2. Now, when this message is received by any router, the router will analyze the message and router will reduce the time to live field by 1 and it will forward the message to the next router. So A is sending message and it is sending message to R1. The router is receiving the message and after receiving, it will reduce the value by 1. After that, the router R1 will forward that message to R2. Again, R2 will analyze the message. R2 will find that this message should be forwarded to B and router R2 will reduce the message. Router R2 will reduce the time to live field by 1, so it becomes 0. So whenever any router receives message in that the time to live field is 0, in that case the router will discard the message. The question is why we need such thing. For example, any of these three routers is faulty and the packet is continuously forwarding from R1 to R2, R2 to R3 and R3 to R1. Suppose any of these three routers is faulty. In that case, when the router R1 forwards the message to R2, suppose R2 is faulty, so R2 will forward the message to R3 instead of device B, and R3 will forward the message to R1, and it will be forwarded in infinite loop. So if we have not introduced anything such as time to live field, so that the packet will be forwarded in the infinite loop and it will consume the bandwidth which is completely waste of the resource. That is why we need the time to live field. Okay, so router will inform the device A that the packet is lost because of the time to live field is 0. The next type is the parameter problem. Now, what is the parameter problem? If you remember, if we send any message, in that message, there is one block which is used for error detection. Whenever router receives any message, it will check the message, and after checking the message, it will ensure that whether the received packet contains any error or not. If the packet does not contain any error, it will forward the message. Otherwise, it will discard it. The next type is the redirect. Now, what is the meaning of redirection? Suppose A is sending message to B again. So A is sent message to R1, then R1 has forwarded message to R3, then R3 has forwarded message to R2, and R2 has delivered message to B. If you notice, then the packet has traveled the longer distance. The packet could have traveled from A to R1 to R2 and B. So in this case, when the router R3 knows that the path which is selected by the device is longer and the different path is available which is shorter than this one, then router will inform the sender, so that whenever the next time the packet is sent, the another path is selected. So A will send message and router will forward the message with the shortest. Now let's see the types of the query messages. The query messages has 4 types. The first one is the echo request and reply. The second one is timestamp request and reply. The third one is address mask request and reply. And the fourth one is router solicitation and advertising. Now let's see these all types one by one. So what is the meaning of echo request and reply? This message is generated by sender in order to check whether the destination is reachable or not. So it will send message. It is just a query message which is sent to the receiver. Suppose A wants to check that router R2 is reachable or not, so it will send the query message, and when the router receives the query message, it will reply that it is reachable. Okay, the example of the echo request and reply is the ping message. The next type is timestamp request and reply. Now, what is the timestamp request and reply? The timestamp request and reply is used by the sender to check how long its packet takes to reach to the destination. So A will send the message, and when the message is come back to the sender, and from the field of the time, A will know that how much time it takes. The next one is address mask request and reply. If you remember, the IP address has different value of mask. For example, the value of mask for class A is 255.0.0.0. For class B, it is 255.255.0.0. So every IP address has different value of mask. So whenever the sender doesn't know the mask value of the receiver's IP address, in that case, the sender will request the mask value of the receiver using this message. So it will request the mask and the router will reply with its mask. And the last type is the router solicitation and the advertising. This message is generated by a router and it is to inform all its adjacent routers that it is alive and it can forward the message at any time. Router is trying to say that I am ready to receive any message. Now let's see the message format of the ICMP. This is the message format of ICMP. The first field is the type, then the second field is code, then 16-bit is checksum, the rest of the header and the data set. The value of the type field will decide whether it is a request message or it is an error message. You know the checksum, and the rest of the header is for the extra information and data is for data section. And this ICMP message is encapsulated in the packet. So these all protocols that we discussed, that ARP, RARP, then ICMP, IGMP, these all protocols are having their own message format. But ultimately, these formats, these messages will be encapsulated in the IP datagram in the data section of the packet, and it is generated in the network layer, and then it will be sent to the receiver. So this is it for the ICMP message. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. And thank you so much.